Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. Uh, Pardon me. Uh, my name is Razan Muhammad Isan, and my student number is 2025 32074. So today I'm going to walk you through how I tackle my statistic and probability lab report. But before we jump into the numbers, I actually need to make a quick confession and apologize to my viewers on here, and honestly my lab assistant also. I apologize. In the beginning I completely blanked out and forgot that we were supposed to import and process the data directly from an Excel file first. Yeah, my bad. I got a bit ahead of myself, but don't worry, we got it all sorted out using the right dataset files. So firstly, in this video, I'm going to show you how exactly to solve part 1 and part 2 of this report using both SPSS and RStudio step by step. Let's get into it. Alright, let's start with part 1 with the question, yeah. Which app, hold up, which apps ask if user adds affects the number of apps installed. So in the first one, in SPSS, I do it on here, on here. Go to analyze and then regression, and then you click the linear and put the number of apps installed in the dependent and the edge in the independent box, and then click OK. Nah, we'll get this. We'll get this one. And in RStudio, I do this with the lm function, model one, and lm number apps as data and anything like that. I can say in here because it's pretty difficult to me to talking about the codings, about the codes. I mean, looking at the output, the significance value is 0.806. Since it's way higher than 0.05, my conclusion is that it has absolutely no effect on how many apps someone installs. The R square is literally 0.0, yeah, meaning it explains 0% of the variation. Okay, you're so good, huh? Okay, let me move on to the question, the number 2. So in the number 2, we're doing a linear multiple linear regression to see how app usage time, number of apps, and screen on time affect daily data usage. In in SPSS, it's the same path, but this time drag all three independent variables into independent box together before clicking the OK button. Okay, but in RStudio we got something different right here. Uh, we combine them using the plus sign. Data usage minus the app usage plus screen time. So the output give us a highly significant model, or SIG 0.00, and based on the coefficient table, our regression equation is like this. Yeah. I know it's pretty the same. The coefficient in SPSS, also in the RStudio, we found a constant with the nearly same one, nearly same one in the intercept or anything like this. You can see them: screen on time and number of apps installed is pretty same. Okay, let's maybe move out into the number three. Now, for the question number three, uh, we need to predict the daily data usage for a specific user. Um, in SPSS, I had to calculate this manually by plugging the number into our equation. So the number is going from the number 2 and then moving to the number 3. Uh, I get this number 125 into this, yeah. I mean one line of this. I get the number and I count it, and here the answer. But in RStudio, it is way more easier. You just create new data frame and use the predict function, which is instantly give me 544. Hold up, 544.1937. So both methods bring us to the exact same prediction around 544 millibyte. I mean 544 megabyte per day. And then let's move on to the question number 4. And yeah, number 4 and number 5 is owning a Pearson correlation. Let's start from the number 4. For question number 4 in SPSS, I uh, going to the analyze for the same one data like before. Go to analyze and then you click correlate, and then you just bivariate. Select your two variables. Make sure, listen me, make sure Pearson is taken and hit OK. If you don't click the Pearson one, it will not be, you will not get in the answer for the Pearson method. In RStudio, just use the simple core test function. And for question number 4, checking the relationship between the number of apps installed and daily data usage, we get a Pearson correlation of 0.935, or which is simply that like 93.5% with a significant value of 0.0. My take on this is a positive and extremely strong relationship, uh, as I told you before. It has a 93.5% on there. It perfectly proves that the more apps you have on your phone, the more daily data you are going to burn. Let's move on to the number 5. So in this number 5, we're looking at S versus app usage in the time. The correlation is 0.020. 0.020, yeah, with a significance 0.806, or I can simply that like 80.6%. So this means S and app usage time are not related at all. The negative sign technically means they move in opposite direction, but since the value is so incredibly close to zero, there is basically no correlation. Now let's we move out to the into part two. So in here, I just want to apologize because I'm so tired of this. So I'm just doing this for a number, for just a single number. But I was maximize my performance on here. So how I doing this in SPSS? You just input the data before, yeah, input the data input the data from the Excel that you have before I mean, and then you click analyze, and then you choose compare means, also one sample t test because we needed that in this situation. Okay, to see if the weekly transport expenses of ITPLN students are significantly higher than the national average of 75,000. And then after you get the one sympathy test, and then you click it here, move your transfer variable over, set the test value to 75,000, and then click OK. And in RStudio, I can't tell you anything about this because it's pretty hard to say, but I'm gonna do it. The test data, dollar transport, MU 75,000, alternative GN. I don't know anything how to read this because it was so hard to me. So here's what I found. Our sample mean is actually 72.950 rupiah. The RStudio p-value comes out to 0.6332, while SPSS shows a two-tailed significance of 0.596 or 59.6%, I mean. Because these numbers are way above our 0.05 threshold, we failed to reject the null hypothesis. So, my final conclusion is that ITPLN students do not spend more on weekly transportation than the national average. To wrap these things up, I want to share my personal thoughts on using both tools in assignment. Honestly, SPSS is super nice because it automatically format everything into clean neat tables and significant value and anything like that. And the RStudio, maybe you can see it like more intimidating because you need to type some different codes in every single one question you had. Anyway, that is how I complete my lab report. I hope this step-by-step breakdown helps you out with your own stuck test. If it did, please give me out the thumbs up button, and drop a comment if you have any question. And don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next one. Bye. Thank you so much, guys.